section for CA Foundation and CPT Decoded. Well, now that you're through with your 12th examinations, you're through with your school, I'm sure you all must be excited as to what now, what the future holds. What should we do now that we are through with 12? Of course, apart from the sad news that we have, of course, that, the economics paper is still to be scheduled, or, is to be done on 25th April. But apart from that, I know every one of you must be excited now that you are through with your school and 12th class. Now, the big question after 12th, what to do now? What shall I go for? What stream shall I choose? Whether to go for BCom, whether to go for CA, whether to go for BBA, what? Right? The question is that. So this session is particularly for you guys, that as to, what is the scope of commerce? What shall we do as a commerce student? And especially for the CA aspirants as to how we can decode CA. And especially in this session, we'll talk about CA Foundation course. That is the CPT. That is the first level of becoming a CA. So let's get started with the session, guys. Okay. Now, before we go into CA Foundation and CPT, let's first understand what, as a commerce student, what are the streams that are available to us? What can we do as a commerce student if we want to have a good career ahead in our future? Right. So as you can see, obviously, the three most important subjects that you must have studied in 12th, apart from maths, of course, are your economics, business studies, and accountancy. In economics, you got an idea as to what are the different, policies, how India works, how the different policies works, and everything. Similarly, in business studies, we got an idea as to how a business is managed, right? We talked about principles of management, etc. And it gave us a basic idea as to how can we become a good manager. Now, lastly, coming to accountancy, it gave us an idea as to how the accounts work, how a business accounts work, basically what company accounts work, and so on. Now, why am I talking about these three topics, guys, in this session? The question that is, what stream should I choose is answered by these three basic subjects. That is, the answer is, which subject do you like the most? In which subject are you more comfortable in? Like if I am, more comfortable with the policies, with how India works, how the economy works, I should go for economics and related subjects ahead. Similarly, if I'm more, comfortable with accountancy, numbers, accounts, then I can choose or go for those, streams wherein accounts is involved, like CA, BBA, and etc. Right? And similarly for business studies also, all those management courses are, we can go for. So, guys, whenever you are trying to analyze, whenever you are trying to think as to which stream shall I go for, guys, think about which subject do you like the most. Whether is it economics, business, accounts, maths, which, right? This shall set the basis for your answer as to what now. Now, let me tell you the various career prospects, various streams that are available to us as a commerce student. And I'm sure many of you students, didn't have maths in your commerce stream in your 12th, right? So obviously, those students must have the question as to, whether the scope of commerce becomes less if I do not choose maths. Guys, the answer is no. Why, guys? Because there is a few, very, very few courses which you cannot go for if you haven't, had maths in your 12th. For example, if you have maths, then you can go for BCom General as well as honors. Similarly, you can go for various honors courses, especially in the various subjects like English, statistics, if you are more comfortable with numbers, economics, and, statistical tools like mean, median, mode, regression, etc. Then we have, of course, economics, one of the most, topmost honors subjects, if I say, and similarly for maths also. So if you're comfortable with maths, economics, numbers, statistics, then these are the honors courses available. However, if you're a student of commerce without maths, then yes, you can go for BCom General. Similarly, you can go for BA General, or if you are to go for honors, then you have English. So basically, just maths honors, economics honors, or stats honors are a few streams which you cannot go for as a person without maths in 12th. But guys, the important thing, other traditional programs are common to both students with maths and without maths. For example, you all must have heard the various traditional programs like BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, BMS, Bachelor of Management Studies, or BBS, that is Bachelor of Business Studies. Similarly, we have other courses like BBM, that is Bachelor of Business Management. Now, guys, if you are comfortable with business studies, if you like the subject, the theoretical subject, and you like the understanding of how a particular business works, how to be a good manager, right? then you can go for any of these 3 subjects. There are many, of course, but these are the topmost which I have listed. So you can go for these programs. And then if you're comfortable with economics, let's suppose. So again, you have options like Bachelor's in Banking and Insurance, that is BBI. Then you have BBE, that is Bachelor of Business Economics. Again, if you are comfortable with economics, then you can go for these subjects. Then if you're more, into computers and its application, then you can go for BCA, that is Bachelor of Computer Application. If you're more into accounts, then you have Bachelors of Accounting and Finance. And finally, if you have a somewhat interest in stock markets, like, how the Sensex, how the Nifty and everything works, then you can go for Bachelor of Financial Markets. So these are some of the streams which you can go for depending on the area of interest that you want to go for in the future. Now, apart from these traditional programs, guys, there are certain professional programs for those who are, who like other areas of interest. Like, you can go for language courses. Some of the various, topmost languages would be your Spanish, German, French. So the scope is, trust me, guys, the scope is wide if you do a language course. You can go into embassies. You can work abroad in various institutions. So you can go for language courses, if not BBA, BBM, etc. Similarly, you can go for actuarial science. Again, statistics and maths are the various, bases basically which you must be interested in if you want to go for actuarial science. Then you have hotel management. You have law, of course, if you want to become a lawyer in the future. You have LLB, that is. Then you have Bachelor of Journalism and Mass Communication if you're interested in journalism, writing, especially content writing, etc. Then you have animation and multimedia courses if you want to go for animation and designing. Then you have fashion design and technology, of course. For the creative students, we have fashion designing. Then event management course, graphic and interior designing, and of course, the most important one, IAS, that is the civil service exams, right? So these are the various choices you can go for. These are the various streams which you can, go as a commerce student. And apart from these, guys, now coming to the most specialized courses, very important courses, I would say. The most sought after professional programs, that is your CA, CS, CW, CFP, etc. So guys, after 12th, just after 12th, if you are interested in accountancy, economics, and maths, if you are well versed with these subjects, if you are very, comfortable with these subjects, then you can go for CA, that is Chartered Accountancy, one of the most sought after professional program. Then we have CS, Company Secretary. We have CFP, Certified Financial Planner. We have CWA, that is Cost and Work Accountant. We have CMA, offered by ICAI, that is Institute of Cost and Management Accountant of India. And the course offered is, of course, Cost and Management Accountancy. And if you are, again, if you are comfortable with accountancy, guys, if you want to, you see your future in finance, you see your future working with numbers, accounts, etc., then you can go for any of these professional programs. There are, yes, these are, if you ask me, these are difficult. Yes, they are difficult. If you see they have ample scope in future, then yes, they have ample amount of scope in the future. So guys, these are the specialized programs you can go for because, they do not only have a scope in India. They have a wide scope international as well. You can go abroad as a CA, CS, and you can, have a very good I can say position in the company if you are any of these. Plus, guys, many of you might think like, what after CA or what after my graduation? What I can do if I want to study further? Then there is again, if you want to go for specialized courses, especially like after CA, CS, we have also listed down a few courses like CPA, that is Certified Public Accountant. We have FRM, that is Financial Risk Management. We have CFA, one of the most important and globally renowned professions, that is Chartered Financial Analyst. And of course, CMA, that is Certified Management Accounting. Now, these are few of the courses which you can go for after doing your graduation, or I can say after doing your CACS courses. And again, it has ample amount of scope in the future if you go for these. So these are a few courses. Again, guys, the scope of commerce is very wide. It extends to almost all the areas of the world, of the various dimensions of the world. But we have listed down a few if you are in a fix as to what to do now. So you can go for any of these professional programs. And mind you, guys, as a, as a person who have just given 12th, it might be, you might think that what if my score in 12th is not that good as I'm expecting? Because we know, if I talk about the BCom honors programs, or if I talk about statistics honors, economics honors in various institutes of India, then obviously all these institutes depend upon your 12th scores, like what is the percentage. And mostly in Delhi University, if I speak about, the cutoffs are very high. Like it's almost 90%. 90% is in fact less, but it's almost near about 95, 98% for topmost colleges, right? But guys, if you are not, if you haven't scored very well in those exams, do not get disheartened. Okay, do not be disappointed. Trust me when I say, guys, that 10 years from now, if you look back, it won't matter which school you did your schooling, your education from, or which college you applied for. What will matter is your skill, your knowledge about the subject, your proficiency in what you're doing. So if you are not getting into any topmost colleges for BCom, or any of the honors subjects, then there are various programs like BBA, BMS, CA, CS, which we just listed down, we talked about. So you can go for any of these programs. And the question why? Because all these programs, the traditional and the specialized programs, are based on entrance tests. That is, you will have to give a particular entrance test. For example, for CA, we have CPT, like CA Foundation. It is the entry level for CA. Similarly, for BBA, BMS, all these courses have an entrance test for various colleges. So you can apply for those entrance tests. You can score a good marks in those entrance tests, and you can have a good college thereby. Okay, so again, do not be disappointed if you're not getting through in any of the Delhi University or any university colleges based on your 12th percentage. You have ample amount of scope, you have ample opportunities and scope as a commerce student to go for. Okay, now based on this, let me tell you what are the employment areas in the future that are open to you. So you can go for banks, banking jobs. As an investment banker, you can work in business consultancies, foreign trade, public accounting firms, education institutions such as Meritnation, of course, MNCs, public organizations, both big or small business housing firms, finance and leasing companies, BPOs, KPOs, software industries, etc. So basically, from here you can get, guys, as a commerce student, there is ample scope of opportunities in your way, in the future, that is. And based on these employment areas, what are the different job prospects? What are the job positions available to you? So obviously, if you are a commerce student, guys, and you have, done your education well enough, if you have gone for CA, and CFP, etc., then you can as much as become a finance manager of a company, or you can become the chief financial officer, investment banker, finance executive, accountant, finance analyst. You can be a management trainee, tax auditor, business consultants, company secretary, CA, finance planner, and so on. So basically, what I'm telling you guys is that as a commerce student, you have ample scope. Okay, you can go for any of the defined or listed down, courses, and you can have a great job or great career ahead in your life. Now, coming to the education institutions, guys, these are, again, a few of the top centers for education for commerce students, especially. Like we have SRCC, Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi. We have Loyola College, Chennai, St. Xavier's, Kolkata, and Mumbai, Presidency College, India, Symbiosis University, we have St. Joseph's College, we have Sri Guru Gobind Singh University, we have Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, also Delhi University. Other colleges of Delhi University, you have Narsi Monji, very one of the top centers for commerce students. BM College, St. Xavier's, College of Commerce, Patna, and of course, there are a number of universities which you can find as top centers for education. These are just few in which you can apply and in which you can study. But again, guys, do not get disheartened if you do not go through any of the top institutes. Again, 10 years from now, remember, guys, it won't matter much, as to which college did you study from. What will matter is what is your skills, what is your education, and whether you are using that knowledge which you gained from your college or from your college life or from your course in your in that current environment, in your current business, that is. So that will matter. Okay, your skills will matter. So study, with your heart, study with your brain, and utilize or study well as to get the concept, grab the concept, and relate to it to real life. That is how you should study in college life. Now, coming to the actual main reason as to why we are here, that is decoding CA Foundation. And I know various students, right after 12th, you are just you're focused on your mind that okay, I will have to do CA, I am going for CA, despite the fact I do not know anything about CA. Trust me when I say, guys, when I talked to many of my CA friends, half of them didn't knew when they were signing for CA, that is as to what is CA, why am I doing CA. What answers I got was, my friends are pursuing CA, or my parents want me to do CA, or I can't find any other option. So guys, please do not go for CA if these are the reasons for opting CA. Okay, do not do CA if your friends are doing the same, and you have no interest, but still you're just following your friends, or your parents are forcing to do it, or you just can't find any other option, because obviously I've stated many options which you can go for. So these should not be the reason as to why you should not go for CA. These are the reasons. But what are the reasons to go for CA? Why CA is so so sought after program all over the country, all over India, all over the world, in fact. So guys, first is ample job opportunities. That is, as a CA, there is huge job opportunities available for you. For example, you can become auditor, you can become the chief financial officer of the company, or the finance manager, etc. So basically, a CA gives you ample opportunities. Similarly, wide scope for studies such as CFA, CMA, etc. Again, as I just mentioned, guys, in the previous slide, that after becoming CA, it is not the end of your studies. You can go for further studies, and you can get international degrees like CFA, CMA, etc. Also get better pay packages. Now, this is obviously a delight for guys who want a secure and want a good financial package in the future. So for CA guys, yes, this is a very added advantage, I would say. If you want to go for CA, you can expect a very high, a very handsome pay package in the future, because trust me, I mean, like, all the companies want to see, right? So if you are a CA, you won't ever get idle, and you will never get idle, or you'll not have, it won't happen that you don't have any working opportunity, because every company wants a CA. So this is secure, basically, I would say. Then better understanding of finance, accounts, and taxes. Again, if you want to be on the top of the business world, if you want to be top, to be on the top of the corporate world, if you want people coming to you and asking, okay, what shall I do to save my taxes, or give me some financial advice. So guys, this is the course. That is, you can go for CA, and of course you can you can have a better understanding as to how finance, the accounting procedures, the accounting accounts of the business works, and how the taxation system works. So again, this is the reason as to you should go for CA. It gives better insight of business and corporate world. Again, it gives you a whole idea of the business entity, of the corporate entity, and allows you to give advice to other people, to have, again, an insight into finances of the company. Lastly, of course, it has a wide scope, not only just in India, but as well as abroad. So these are the reasons as to why you should go for CA, guys. Now, coming to as to what is CA, what entails in the CA course, what, how to do or how to become a CA. So guys, first of all, you should know it is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India that offers the CA degree. That is, if you want to become a chartered accountant, that is CA, you should go, or you should apply for this particular degree on ICAI.org. This is the website for Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants, and you can register if you want to become a CA. Now, again, if you talk about the course, guys, there are 4 levels of exams, of tests, basically, if you want to become a CA. The first entry-level exam is your CA Foundation or CPT. Then you have intermediate level, wherein, again, you have 8 papers in 2 groups, like 4 in 1, 4 in 1. And if you clear them, then you have to go for articleship for 3 years. That is, you have to be an intern. You have to work under a particular CA company or any company as an intern, and then you have to get a certificate of articleship. Once you submit it and do other formalities, you can go for the final exam of CA. Again, in final also, you have 8 papers, 4 in 1 group, 4 in 1 group. And if you clear both the groups of final, guys, you are finally a CA. You can you can in front of your name, you can use, okay, CA something something. So this is good. Okay, then how to appear, guys? you can go for you can log on to ICAI.org and you can register for the first level, that is CA Foundation or CPT. And remind guys, let me remind you, the exams for these, that is the first level, the entrance for CA, that is CPT and CA Foundation. In June and December, the exams would be for CPT, and for CA Foundation, the exams would be in May and November. Now, many of you might be, I'm sure many of you must be, confused as to what is CPT, what is CA Foundation, what is the difference between two, right? So let's understand what is CPT and what is CA Foundation, how these are different, although these are the entrance or the entry level exam to become a CA. So let's first focus on CPT, guys. Now, CPT course, guys, basically was the previous course which was being offered by ICAI. That is, it had 4 subjects. We had accountancy, we had mercantile law, quantitative aptitude, general economics, and all these 4 were of 200 marks. So basically, the total 4 subjects, they were of 200 marks, and the nature was, all the papers were objective in nature. That is, MCQ based questions were there. Also, guys, the most important point to note and to remember is that this CPT course can only be, the CPT exam can be only given by those people who registered before June 2017. That is, if you had registered for the old course, that is the old course is CPT course, you had to register before June 2017. So if you have just cleared 12th and now you have, you are aspiring to become a CA, then for you, it is CA Foundation, which is at, which is being offered, not CPT. So guys, remember, for the CPT courses for those who have already registered for the old course before June 2017, wherein the students could appear in June and December, like, even now. For the point to note here is that this course have been renewed to CA Foundation. So CPT is basically the old course and CA Foundation is the new course. Okay, and the point again thing that ICA offers is that if you are enrolled in CPT, then you have that registration is valid for 3 years, and therefore you will find that okay, there are CPT exams, there will be CPT exams conducted till 2019, June 2019, that is, and that will again be only for those students who have registered before 2017. So you will find online and people talking about that, yes, there is a CPT course, but again, remind yourself that it is the old course. The one that you will be doing is CA Foundation, that is, after June 30th, 2017, anyone who have enrolled to become a CA, that registration is for CA Foundation course. Now, what is CA Foundation, guys? If we compare CPT syllabus and CA Foundation syllabus, then 70% of the syllabus is same. Okay, but guys, in CA Foundation, there have been some additions. The syllabus has renewed and some additions have been done in CA Foundation course. For example, in accountancy, there are certain aspects, certain topics like annuities which have been added. In business law, your business correspondence and reporting has been added. Limited Liability Partnership Act has been added, and there are a few additions to the paper. Similarly, in mathematics, earlier there was maths and statistics only, but now your logical reasoning has been added. Similarly, in the last paper of economics, you just not have general economics, wherein you had microeconomics and ID, but now this, rather than ID, you have business and commercial knowledge, wherein ICAI will offer some insight into the various companies, the topmost companies, and their working. So these are the 4 subjects which now will be offered to the new CA aspirants as the entry-level exam for the entry-level examinations. And guys, each of these subjects or each of these exams will be of 100 marks, making the total exam of 400 marks. And talking about the nature, guys, very important to note down the first 2 papers, that is accounts and your law. These 2 are subjective in nature. That is, there will be questions of 10, like in accountancy, you'll have questions of 20 marks each, like 20 marks, 5 questions. So this makes you your 100 marks. Similarly, in law and business correspondence. So business law is of 60 marks and you'll have questions of 12 marks each. Again, there will be 5 questions of 60 marks, making the total 60. And for business correspondence and reporting, that is of 40 marks, you'll have 10 questions and basically 4 questions of 10 marks each. So this is how the questions you can expect questions in your CA Foundation exam. So remember, these are subjective, and you'll have to write answers similar to, similar as to what you did in 12th. You wrote the answers, you drew the accounts, formats, you had debit and credit, and you had to fill in the entries, etc. So similarly here also the paper will be subjective in nature. But guys, your mathematics and economics, those will still be objective. That is, you will have MCQ based questions. In mathematics, the total again would be 100 with 40 questions on maths, 20 questions on LR, that is logical reasoning, and 40 questions on business statistics. Similarly, in economics, you'll have 60 questions on business economics, which is very easy, guys, because it is mostly the microeconomics which you read in 12th. So it will be very easy. But what is new is BCK, that is business commercial knowledge, will be of 40 marks. And again, one question will be of 1 marks. So this is how you can expect a paper of CA Foundation this May 18. Now, students, guys, the people like the students who have just crossed 12th and now will be again appearing for CA, and you want to register for CA, so CA Foundation is your course, guys. Now, the registration for May attempt, like the attempts will be in May or November. Now, first attempt is, of course, for the new syllabus is in May 18, that is 10th May to 14th May. But obviously, you have missed the registration date, which was 30th December 2017. But now if you want to register for CA, then yes, you can go again at the ICAI website, and you can register before 30th June for the November attempt. So remember, guys, CPT course will be, is basically in November, in December and June, whereas CA Foundation, the exams will be held in May and November. Okay, and what will be the passing percentage, guys? The most important thing, aggregate, on an aggregate basis, you have to get a 50%. But subject wise, that is individual passing marks, would be 40% in every subject. So remember, guys, while preparing, be sure on the concepts, be clear on the concepts such that you get 50% aggregate and at least 40% in each of the subject. That is how you can clear CA Foundation and move ahead in becoming a CA. Now that you have understood, the basic foundation course, let's just get into a bit detail of the various subjects that are there. Like if I talk about principles and practice of accounting, these are a few chapters, these are a few topics that will be discussed in the CA Foundation exam. That is, we'll have theoretical framework, the basic of accounts, basically, accounting process, bank reconciliation statement, inventories, concept and accounting of depreciation, special transactions, preparation of final accounts of sole proprietor, partnership accounts, NPO, that is non-profit organizations, company accounts, and basic accounting ratios. Now, I'm pretty sure most of this course has been already done in 11th and 12th, like accounting ratios, company accounts, you've already been through with in your 11th and 12th. But there are a few additions which you can study and you can appear for, you can study for the CA Foundation course. Talking about the next subject, that is law. So again, in business law, this would be a new subject for you guys, but trust me, it is very interesting. You get to know about the various contracts, the various terminology of a, like lawyer and accounts, as a lawyer in, corporate world. So you'll be going through the Indian Contracts Act, Sales of Good Act, Indian Partnership Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, Companies Act, and of course, along with these laws, you'll also get a hold on communication. That is how to communicate like a professional if you want to be CA, right? So you'll have contents like communication, sentence types, basic English, that is, vocabulary, note making, passages, basics of writing, precise writing, article and report writing, or writing formal mails to people and writing in meetings. So this is the basic course structure that you will be studying if you go for CA Foundation and if you want to clear the exam. Talking about the next subject, that is mathematics. So again, there are a few topics in maths like ratio, proportion, indices, logarithms, equations, inequalities, matrices, time value of money, sets and progressions, permutations, combinations, and calculus. So this is the basic for maths. Now coming to logical reasoning, so you have number series, coding and decoding, and odd man out, direction tests, seating arrangements, blood relations, and syllogisms. So as you can see, the basic course is very easy. The concepts which will be asked, they are very easy, and once you go through them, I'm sure you can make it in a very great manner. Talking about statistics, guys, what are the topics? We have measures of central tendency, we have dispersion, correlation, regression, probability, theoretical distributions, and sampling theory and index numbers. Again, these are the topics that was there in CPT also, but they will be there in CA Foundation too. Talking about the last but not least subject, that is economics. So in here you will have your basic microeconomics, guys. So people who have done 12th economics, you have done microeconomics thoroughly, you can easily score these 60 marks in CA Foundation, because as you can see, the topics are almost, that is exactly similar to what you studied in 12th, like micro theory of consumer behavior, demand supply theory of production and cost, types of markets, price determination, and different market forms and their determination. So these are pretty easy. But what is addition is business cycle. So this is a new topic which might be be new to you, but trust me, it is very simple. These are just basic terms like recession, depression, etc. So it would be easy. The second part of economics paper, that is your business and commercial knowledge, will include introduction to business and commercial knowledge, business environment, business organizations and government policies, organization facilitating business, and some common business terminologies. So again, this is new. Yes. It is difficult. No. It is very easy. And once you are through with this, obviously you can score well in your CA Foundation exam, and you can become a CA aspirant. So guys, these are the various details of CA Foundation course. Now the best part that as to why we are doing this session, guys, we are offering free online classes for all the CA aspirants. That is, we are providing you with especially for those who are ready and set for May 2018 attempt to become a CA. So guys, this is your chance. You can have a brief through of the tips and tricks to score well in CA Foundation exam for the May 2018 attempt. And these classes are open for everyone. So you just have to register for our classes, the link for which will be, must be shared with you in the chats. You can register, you can fill the Google forms, you can register yourself for the free online classes. And these are the dates and the timings when the classes will be started. For example, for accountancy, the class will start from 9th April from 11 to 12:15. Like we'll have 1 hour, 15-minute sessions for all the subjects. Then for business law, the classes will start from 10th April. For mathematics, from 9th April, and for economics from 10th April. So basically 9th and 10th April is your date. And guys, this is again open for everyone. So, even if you're studying for CPT, even if you're, like you are working hard for CPT, you can still, attend these classes, because again, 70% of the syllabus is same. So it is open for both CA Foundation students and CPT students. If you want to become a CA, if you want to clear the first level of becoming a CA, guys, this is your chance. This is a crash course, guys, a one month course. So you can log on to Meritnation, you can register yourself with the details, and you can get a hold of the online schedule, and you can attend these classes as a last minute preparation, basically, as to how you can clear your CA Foundation exam this May 2018. Okay, so these are the dates, guys. And again, I'm sharing the link again, which must have already been shared with you. So guys, this is again the link, the Google form, which you need to fill, and we'll be getting in touch with you for the online classes. So guys, I hope this session was useful to you. We talked about the various scope as a commerce student, the various courses which you can go for as a commerce student, and we got a hold as to how we can go and we can study for CA Foundation course. So again, guys, with this, let me say bye, and we'll keep meeting. And again, and one last thing, guys. Those who want to go for BBA course, right? We have a special webinar scheduled for BBA on day after tomorrow, okay, on 6th April, and the timing would be 4 to 5 on Friday, that is. So please, for aspirants, BBA aspirants, please come and attend the webinar. You'll have a better look. We'll discuss what is BBA, what are the different courses, colleges for BBA, etc. So do attend that. And with this, I wish you all very good luck in the future, for the future ahead, and see you in the CA Foundation online course, online classes, guys. Bye, everyone. Take care.